Hey there, this is Avalon from Crafts Direct, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can make this thankful hanging sign. I am in love with this wooden bead hanger and I think it adds a whole lot to the project, and not to mention I think it's the perfect little thing to add to your door this fall. Let's get started. The first thing you are going to do is cut off the hanger. We are going to be creating a new one later on. Next, you are going to paint the wood with white paint. Don't worry about painting the sides of the sign, but you do want the front of the sign to be completely covered with white paint. Once the paint dries completely, you are going to take a sanding block and you are going to sand all of the edges of the sign so that they have a sort of weathered look. Paint the wooden word thankful in a mustard color, and then you will set it aside to dry. Next, you will grab some floral wire and a box, and you will cut the floral wire to the length of the box. You will then string on beads to the floral wire. Take the ends of the floral wire and wrap them around the edges of the box. Repeat these steps until you have about 48 wooden beads strung onto floral wire. And once you have all of the beads set up and sitting at the top of the box, you are then going to paint them with white paint. Spin the beads around with your paintbrush and make sure that you get all of the edges of the bead. You also want to go in between all of the beads to get the sides of them as well. This does take a little bit of time, but once you have painted all sides of the beads, you will then set them aside to dry. Next, you will lay out your word thankful on your wooden sign. It is going to be left justified. You are then going to grab your painter's tape and you will lay one piece of tape that is vertical right next to the word thankful. Next, you will lay a second piece of tape next to the other one. You want there to be a gap that is about 1/4 of an inch thick. Press down on the tape to make sure that it is secured, and then in the space in between the tape, you will paint with that same mustard color you used to paint the word thankful. Once the paint dries, you then can peel up the painter's tape. You will then repeat the same steps to create another stripe next to the one that you just made, but this time you want it to be thicker. You want it to be about 1 inch thick. Next, you will take a large piece of jute and you will start to string on those wooden beads that you painted white earlier. Once all of the beads are on, you will take the ends of the jute, put them through the back of the holes on the sign, and then you are going to create several knots to secure the jute. Make sure that you do this on both sides. Add glossy accents to the back of the wood word thankful, and then adhere it to the board. Lastly, you will add some glossy accents to the back of the jute knots, and then at the top beads on both sides of the hanger. After that, your sign is ready to be hung up and displayed. Thank you so much for watching this video. You can shop all the products needed to make this project at craftsdirect.com/projects.